Hey everybody, it's Sam Jacobs. Welcome back to the Sales Hacker Podcast. You're listening to Friday Fundamentals. As I'm sure you know at this point, Friday Fundamentals is a short format where we have this week's guest, Alon Walks, the VP of Marketing from Visibo, and he's here to talk to us about one thing to do and one thing not to do when you're deploying an effective account-based marketing strategy, an ABM strategy. So that's going to be great. Now, before we get to Alon, we want to make sure that we thank our sponsor, always. Our sponsor for Friday Fundamentals is Outreach. Outreach triples the productivity of sales teams and empowers them to drive predictable and measurable revenue growth. By prioritizing the right activities and scaling customer engagement with intelligent automation, Outreach makes customer-facing teams more effective and improves visibility into what really drives results. And we're talking about results because we've got this week's guest, Alon Walks, on the show. Alon, welcome to the show. We want to hear from you one thing to do and one thing not to do when you're deploying an effective ABM strategy.
Cool. Hey, Sam. So let's start with the not to do so that we end on a positive note. The not to do is do not start buying tools and do not start sending and spending tons of money before you really get to understand the target audience persona, but map your accounts and define your list. Doing that means this: stalk them in an official good way, not a bad way. Talk to some of them. Understand what they care about. Understand where they go to learn. Understand what they hate, e.g. digital spam and so forth. After you do that, take a subset and start working on your messaging and test it out. Only once you've done an ABM light mechanism by testing a one to few, then you should start thinking about scaling it via tools, via spend, via direct mail. Starting to do that without really testing and going into an account-based manner can be expensive and takes time, and that is counterintuitive to you and your sales team. The one thing to do is align yourself and your sales leaders on what list makes the most sense, that you both agree, shake hands, and decide this quarter we're going to go for this 250 accounts, and we're going to work on them in an aligned manner between marketing a cover and one-to-one hand battle by the BD on sales. For example, let's say you're putting together a very good roadshow at the end of the quarter or the last 4 weeks of the quarter. You want to make sure that not only marketing invites people to attend, but that you curate the agenda content and look at geo-clusters where most of your target accounts are, and then make sure that your salespeople help you curate the list of the speakers, who's going to be the target account executive, who's going to be the people that are going to be in the next podcast. Only when you align that and everybody's bought into the mechanism, then you can succeed and have a quicker velocity to ABM program.
Alignment. The key to all success in life is making sure that everybody is singing from the same hymnal, as they say. Alon, thanks so much for that insight for Friday Fundamentals. Remind us, so it's LinkedIn that you prefer to be contacted on. And for the folks out there listening, it's ALON space WAKS, Alon Walks, VP of Marketing from Visibo. This is Sam Jacobs. If you want to reach out to me, you can find me on LinkedIn as well. It's linkedin.com/the word in and then /Sam F. Jacobs. Thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next time. Thanks, Alon, for being on the show.
All the best, Sam.